everyone, Amazing here. Welcome to this real estate property management dashboard. On this real estate property management dashboard in the previous video, what we had done is to actually make sure we clean and format our data. And just to create something very interesting, so we did that with some ample of time to make sure we get it right. And after we might have done that, we aim to actually create our creative matter background in PowerPoint, which I'm going to walk you straight right now to see what it is and how you can actually implement the same thing on your own personal project. So we have our filters right here to filter through our properties right now in different locations and all of that. And we have different stories every single time we click on that, and we have the particular use right here, which you can actually take a look at how it works. So right now, without any further ado, let me take you straight to Power BI desktop where we can have the nice development. So right now, here is Power BI service, so we have to get off from here. Okay, right now, taking you to Power BI desktop, this is what we have, just like a clean slate, right? It's not really clean slate because we already have our data right in here. So we're able to actually split one single table into many tables to make it some kind of very easy to analyze. And after that, what I'm going to take you to right now is this particular aspect right here where we have our PowerPoint to help us create our background or template to actually use to create our dashboard and all of that. So in the previous video number 1 on this real estate property management, I've shown you how to do that. Okay, quickly, let's just go back here. This is what it is. So we have to actually import that particular template right now to be used. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this particular aspect right here. Two things is actually involved right now. So here we have this particular canvas background and we have wallpaper. So they almost give us something similar, but you don't have to use this, else your life is going to be some kind of awkward. So go ahead and use this particular canvas background right here. And in case you have it 100%, when you bring in your template or your background to be used, it's not going to be visible. I'll show you how to make it visible. So click on this particular aspect right here and go to where you have it some kind of writing. So I've shown you how to do this in the previous video. Don't forget to do that. So what you can do right now, here we have our background we're going to use. So double click on it and we have it right now, but it's not reflecting what the problem is. So go back right here and make sure you have it on 0%, and now we should have it visible. So this is what I'm talking about. So now, what is next for we to do again is for we to insert a new table, measure table, where I have all my measures organized and all of that. So if I want to use it, I go straight right there to be used, all of that. Okay, now we have this particular entered data. So click on that. This is where we can actually enter in your measure table where we can actually organize our measures. So quickly, I want to come right here. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to just type in here measures. I'm going to space it out, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to load it, and it's going to take a little while to have it saved right here, so just give it some moment. Okay, right now we have our measure table right here. That is beautiful. So before we go ahead and start creating measure, so let's see what the mouse is going to look like. Okay, right here we just want to make sure we want to show bedrooms contained in our properties and how many we have in 1 bedroom, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedroom. We want to make it some kind of very easy to be read. So what we can do quickly is just to insert this particular stock bar chart right here. And once we have it inserted, I'm going to bring it down to this particular aspect. I want to make it some kind of a little bit, smaller, and it has to fit in with this particular part right here. And quickly, when we have that, so we have our bedroom right here, and we have some kind of distinct, the value or whatever. So we have it bedroom from, we just have a bedroom from 1 to 6. So here are the IDs. That was where we have the 0 right here. So going back right in this particular aspect right now, we just have to pull in that column. So click on it and we're going to have it. So now, because we only have dimension, no measure, so it's not going to actually give us any story, right? So quickly, let's go ahead and click this particular part here. And it is time to create our first measure. And we have new measure right here. Click on it and let's see what we have. Okay, here we go. We have our first measure right here. So let's create something very beautiful. So total properties, and what are we going to do? We just have to use what we call count rows. And why do we use count rows? It's because we have unique, record for every single rows in this particular data we have right here. So every single row carry a new bedroom. So we might have duplicate of them, but this is what it is. Just like transaction we have on the sales table. So it's just right on our fact table. So what table do we want to use? We want to use the fact table. I'm going to tell you why, because I want to take you from the scratch to know what it is that I'm doing and how I do it. So I'm going to say fact table. I'm going to have it closed. I'm going to hit my OK key. And this time around, I want to make sure I use the comma separator as well, so that if I have the entire zone, it's not going to be some kind of distortion. Okay, right now we have it. So I want to pull it down to the charts, and there we have what we really want. So the reason why I did this, I've actually used that column to default it to what it is right now, but because I want to branch out from here, I have to do it. So right now, let me take it to the table version. So every single dimension you see right here are very, very unique. They are unique. We have unique list of what we have, unique list of dimension and all of that. But when we go to the fact table, we have the fact table to be very huge. It carries a lot of records, duplicate of records, right? Because we might have like might have like 10 buildings in one single location, and we're gonna have it duplicated. And that is why we use that. Okay, right now we've gotten this used. What we need to do next right now is to format this to make sure it looks some kind of stand out on our dashboard. So how do we go ahead and start that? Please actually update your Power BI to follow along the way it should be. So you know what this is. This is y-axis. I'm going to make sure I have it bold. So I'm going to bold this part right here. I want to turn off the title. I've taken the title out. I'm going to close this right. I want to come right here and actually go ahead and turn off the title as well for this. So I'm going to go right here, turn off the title. I want to go to the top level and turn it off all at all. So that is beautiful. So we've done this. So now for the bar, you just have to change the bar color. Just go ahead and change the color for the bar. I'm going to click right here and quickly I want to make sure I give it this color right. So beautiful. That is nice. So once we've done this right, have it closed and make sure you bring up the data label and open it up. And after I might have opened it up, so what you need to do right now is to go to the value area. So under the value area, make sure you have it bold. Then you can now see what it is that you have. So after I might have done that, the next thing I'm going to do again is to turn off the title, and this is going to go off, right? So click on that, and here we go. We have it gone. And go to the effects and go ahead and turn on the background. And this is beautiful. You can actually move this, and this is what we really want. So now we are not done yet. So we have one more thing to do right here. And what it is that we need to do, I'm just going to click on this particular header, right? So just click on copy and paste it. And I'm going to go ahead and actually bring this in. In case you're surprised, maybe you're a novice, you don't know much about Power BI, you're watching for the first time and you're interested to learn this, I'm cutting some aspect of it out. Let me show you what it is that I've done to get this, right? So what you need to do is just to go to your insert and go to text box right here, and you type anything you want to type in right here. And once you have it typed, before you can be able to format it, you must make sure you highlight everything. And you can bold, you can come right here, you can change any of this, you can make it as what it is. And you can come to this particular part and play around with what you have right here, and you'll be good to go. And you have something just like mine. Okay, because I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm going to take it off. So right here is where I want to go ahead and do something. So total properties, Ctrl A, centralize it and have it bold, and I want to make it a little bit smaller. And what I'm going to do right now is just to take it to this particular part right here. I want to have it settled down right here. So once I've done that, what I'm going to do right now is to bring this on. So go ahead and choose this, and quickly we need to format this and go to this particular part right here. This format your visual, and what you can do is wait for me to turn off the category. So turn it off and come to this particular callout value and make sure you have it bold, and quickly change the color to something as beautiful as this kind of color we have right here. That's going to be cool for me. And once we've done that, what we can do right now, go to General and come to this particular effect and go ahead and turn off the background. That's beautiful. So now we can go ahead and take it to where we want to have it writing. So we just have to go ahead and make it some kind of standout. So we just have to settle it down right here, and this is what it is. So now we're done with this. Can you see now? It's going very, very interesting, right? Okay, right now, let's see what we have to create next. So that's going to be the waterfront status. Can you see what the waterfronts are? Beautiful. So let's see what kind of building it is. Oh, you have some building on waterfront? Okay, what can we do to actually have this story being told? Let's see how to relate with this. So what we can do right now is just to click on this particular measure table. Now we want to create new measure right now. I'm going to show you two ways to get it done. Two ways. Beautiful. I love it. I love one. One is lazy one is hardworking one. And okay, let me just stop talking and actually go ahead and click new measure. Okay, now we have the measure up. So what we can do, I'm going to type in my waterfront. I'm going to type in my yes right here because it has waterfront. So I'm going to type in my yes right here. I'm going to have my equal to right in there. And what am I going to do? I'm going to show you the column we are dealing with. I'm going to show you what it is and how it turns around. I want to use the calculate function to make sure I branch out from the total properties we have and see how much of those properties has waterfront and how much of them do not have waterfront. So calculate. So once you use calculate, what I'm going to do right now is we need the expression. The expression is going to be the total properties we have. I'm going to say total properties. So now the first I'm going to use is going to be this one with filter, and the next one I'm not going to be using the one with function of filter, whatever. So I'm going to type in my filter right in here. So filter, but when we use those methods or those two methods, it's going to give us the same, answers, right? So filter, and the filter is looking for the table, and we're going to be using the fact table where we have lots of what? Lots of duplicates, but it's not going to actually affect that. It's going to give you the unique one you really wanted to use. And once I've done with this, I'm going to type in my comma, and now we're going to say fact table. So once we type in fact table, it's going to bring the columns right now because we are looking for the columns, right? So it's going to bring up the columns. And what do we want? So we want the waterfront, the one with waterfront ID. So we want just to use the ID. I'm going to type in my equal to and 1 and have it closed. So now this is what it is. So hit your enter key right now, and once you have the enter key being hit, what you need to do right now is just for you to make sure you have this on the card. Let's try this and see. So we're going to go ahead and actually insert the card, and I'm going to bring it on the card, and this is what we have, right? So this is the first method. Let us see the second method and which one is faster, which one is easy, and which one should you adapt and which one should you learn most. Okay, click back on this and actually go ahead and click on this and insert a new measure. So after you might have inserted this new measure, what we can do is just to say waterfront to the yes. So we want to use the same one. I'm going to say calculate. We just want to go ahead total properties we have, and the next thing is going to be our comma. And quickly we just want to use the dimensional table. So dim will bring all the column we have on dimensional table, but you have to be very careful right here. We don't have to use this to use table, so we have to use table with column. So this is just a table, but this is a table with column. So dim waterfront ID, dim waterfront right here. Do you understand me right now? Okay, let us get it right. So we have this dim waterfront right here. It's just a table. So we have the ID, but we're not looking for the ID, we're looking for the status right here. Choose the status. And once you have actually chosen the status, what you can do is just to put your equal to, then open quotation and type in your yes right here, instead of either 1 or 0 that we've used. The reason why we used 1 on the fact table was because we have just the IDs right there, but right now what we want to use is just the one we had actually transformed from 0 and 1 to yes and no. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to hit my enter key. Right now I think I'm good to go. I have just created something very awesome. So what can we do next is for we to actually bring in on the card and actually have the second one right on the card, and we have the same answers, right? It is beautiful. It is beautiful. So what can you say? Okay, which one is easy for you? Pick it up and let's go ahead and do that. So instead of me to use this one for this, I'm going to actually type in my no here, just convert this one to no. So convert this one to no and come right here and convert this one to no. And I'm going to hit my enter key, so it's going to give me different values right now. Hope I've not actually confused you, right? So this is what it is. So we have 21k that has 21k properties or buildings, or properties that has no waterfront, that were not built at the view of water, wherever. So this is what it is. So right now, what we need to do right now is to branch out and create a percentage that represents all these values, right? And it's very, very simple and easy. So what can we do? We're just going to copy this. I'm very lazy. Copy it and create a new one. And once you've done that, what you can do is just to paste it right here. So I'm going to type in my percentage. So my equal to right here, and the divide function. So it's going to be, so the one with no, so my comma, and total properties. So the alternative, the default alternative is going to be 0. And once we are done with this, what we can do right now is just for it to actually make sure Ctrl+C to copy, and we can go ahead and use the percentage and make sure it actually has no extra decimal. So put it on 0 and hit enter, and we need to create a second one as well. Okay, now it is time to create our visual, and quickly we have this right here. So this is where we're going to have all the values we've just gotten created right in. So I'm going to bring this to this. I'm going to actually have smaller. So we're going to have it smaller. So we can decide to use this. I'm going to go ahead and actually go to home. This format printer right here, I'm going to have it on this, and it's going to give me this. So we just have to go back and actually I'm going to go to this tab right here, and this particular colored value. I want to go ahead and select this because I don't want to use the bold one. And quickly I want to make sure I use something like this. And this is cool. I think I'm cool with this. So right now we can actually make it smaller than this. So let us make this one 28 and see what it is. So we're gonna make it 28. And now I want to have it on bold, and this is what it is. So now we have something like this. I can actually go ahead and make sure what is the yes, the one with yes. So which means it has waterfront is gonna be right here. And quickly I want to go ahead and duplicate this. I'm gonna have it on right here. And once I've done this, so we just have to make sure we move it to the top level, and quickly we just have to select this and bring this one right, and there we have it right now. So we can actually go ahead and get this out and out of that. And quickly we have done something very interesting. I just want to go ahead, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, we help us to paste it down. I want to bring it down right here, and once I've done that, quickly what we're going to have right here are the percentages, right? So we just have to go ahead and say the one which has no that is this one right here. We have the percentage right in, and we just want to go ahead and bring this one and right here, and we have to format it to what we really want, right? So how do we go ahead and format it? So make sure you have it clicked on. So once you have clicked on it, so come right to this particular part right here and come to this particular callouts, and what we can do, we just want to have this on 15. So on 15, and we want to make it on italic. So take it off from bold, and I want to change the color to something like this color right here and all that. So this is what it is. So we have something like this. This is one of the beautiful things I had ever done. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to have it right here for this, and that is beautiful. So if I go off right now, this is what we have, and I love it. I love it. So when we click on this, it's going to actually filter down to what it is and all of that. So can you see this right now? So this is what I'm talking about. So we are really out to create something beautiful. So now we need to create our renovation status. That is only beautiful. So if we go back to this particular part right now, we can go ahead and look at this renovation status right here. So not renovated, renovated. So we have it to be some kind of numbers, and we'll be able to convert them to this and all of that. Not numbers in years. So we have some kind of ranges between want this year to the year it was renovated. So we're able to actually work out this and create some kind of logic to help us with what we really wanted. So click back right here right now. We need to create it, and it's going to be very simple. It is what we had done before. I want to show you how not to create the same thing over and over again. So what you can do right now to have this created, so click on this one right here. And once you have clicked on that, so make sure you go ahead and copy this. And once you have it copied with Ctrl+C, go ahead and create a new measure. And you just have to make a little tweak and you're good to go. So you don't have to write every single thing from the scratch. So all you need to do is to understand what it is that you want and how you can actually, edit the previous measure to get what it is that you want. Okay, this one right here, I'm going to type it. I'm going to name it renovated. Renovated. So I want to come right here, and this is what I want to have. This is where I want to have this. I want to type the theme, and we just want to locate where we have that renovated, right? So what we need to do right now is just to scroll down, and what we can do is to locate where we have renovation status. So click on that, and what you can do is just make sure you have it on yes. And before you decide to put yes or no, make sure you know what we have on the column. So right now, if we go back, we should know what is in the column. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and copy this, and come back right here, and let's see what it is that we have right in the column. So let's just go to renovation. And we have not renovated and renovated. So it means yes and no would not work for us. So now I'm just going to come right here. We just want to go back to where we have a renovation right in and make it track to that. So what we always change right here is renovated. So hit enter. Now we're good to go. So we can recopy this copy. And then go ahead and actually make sure we insert a new measure, and we just need to change something very little, and it's all about that. So have it pasted right in here, and right here right now I'm going to just type in here not, and here is going to be the same thing. I just want to make sure I change this to not renovated, and I hit enter, and that is all we need to do. So it has actually given us the perfect, or something we really wanted to use and all of that. So what am I going to do right now is just for me to actually get this away from here, copy V, and have it pasted, and just bring this right here. And what I need to do right now, renovated should be, we want to be here. And this is what it is. I have how many of it have been renovated and all of that. And this is what I'm trying to do. So now we bring this right here. And what I'm going to do, not renovated should be here. And you can see what we've just done quickly without we having to do it from the scratch. So the same way we had actually followed to create the percentages is what we're going to do to have the percentages created and all of that. So go ahead and do that. I believe you can do it now on your own without me having to help you out. Okay, here we have it. So what we can do right now to make sure we have space between these particular percentages, and this is for we to actually click on this and make sure you Ctrl A and make sure we plot it to the left side. And the same thing we have done is what we're going to do today is Ctrl A, plot it to the left side. And here we go, we have this nice label. And this is what it is. So every single time we actually place a filter, we're going to have, the primary filter right on it. So you can see what we have right now is we can change it, and it's giving us a new view of our data and all of that. So this one right now is going to be the property flow. So properties flow. So you know what flow is all about. So I need to actually do this over and over again and tell you what it is. So you can begin to build it, first floor, second floor, third floor, all of that. So we have some buildings with multiple floors and all of that. So what can we do? How can we do this? So quickly, I just want to bring this down. I don't want to create something and do it over and over again. I just want to bring this down right here to have it kind of, give me what it is that I want to have. And I just want to make sure I take it down a little bit. So once I've done that, what I'm going to do right now is just to make sure I take this off and open this big log floor up. I was like, now you can see how easy it is for me to actually locate my floor, because already I broke it down in dimensions and you can actually locate that. So click on this right here, and what you're going to have is this particular way to get it. So now, can you see that right now? We have these floors and we're good to go. Beautiful, beautiful, yep. Okay, what if we don't want to have it on like 11K, 8K, and we want to have the full of it? So go right here. Let us see, I think we're going to go to value. Somehow we go to value, get holiday, and we just scroll down a little bit, and we just need to scroll down more, a little bit. So scroll down, and here we have this. I'm gonna put it. Okay, this is the position. So we're gonna click on value, and we just have to scroll a little bit down. And okay, we have author. So we just have to make sure we put it on down. And let's see what it is that we have. This is what it is. So what can we do right now is for we to quickly replicate that and copy this and have it on this row right here. And we should. Okay, it's not gonna work. So which means we have to do this as well. So just go ahead and actually get this up and out of there. So we have it. So now it's very much readable. So the reason why we always have it on like 1K, 10 million, whatsoever, is because if we have too large data and we have little space and all of that. So right now this is more readable than what we had previously before now, and this is beautiful. So right now we need to create this very part right here, and we are almost right there. Okay, the next thing we are to actually create right now is the property condition. So we have properties, current conditions. So we have very good, good, and bad conditions and all of that. So we can go ahead and actually locate where we have that right in here, and we're going to go right to this particular condition status, and this is what it is. And the same thing we had done previously is what we're going to do. But you'll be surprised, like, why don't we have it on normal chat and just create this like this and put it right here. We just go for the condition and we'll have it opened up, and we just have this like the status right here, and we just have to put in any measure we want to have right on it, and it's going to be very wow. But sometimes it takes a little huge space and it's not going to be very much readable. I think I prefer having it like this because I can still pull the filter right on it and I will see what it is that I'm looking for, and my client will be very, very glad, or my boss in the output should be glad to have it that way. So instead of we having it on something like this, it's kind of just spending some time. I hate to do this. If I have to use it, I have to still format it. So something very nice. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know for sure that I'm not a fan of doing this and just having it like somewhere around here. It looks kind of weird, right? So let's just take it off. And now what we had done previously before now is what we're going to do to have it created. So let us do that. Okay guys, here we have it. But the problem is that we just have to make a bit of format, right? So we just have to go ahead and actually go to format. And once we get a format, what we can do is just go to align, and they want to say align tab, and it aligns them top rightly for me. And the same thing I had done is what I'm going to do to this as well, but I'm going to actually highlight those together. And what I'm going to do right now is just want to go to my format right here, go to callouts, and I want to make sure I put it on like something. Let's just use 18 for example. I'm going to have it on 18. I'm going to do some kind of cool. I want to have it on bold. So sorry, I don't have it on bold. I just want to leave it like this, something like 19. So it pops out a little bit for me. So once I've done that, I'm going to go here, go to align. I go to the top and justify them nicely. Good. Just think about the previous one I've shown you and see what it is that we're doing. So we are almost creating something similar to that, and that is exactly what it is, right? Okay, everybody, let's see what is next. So what is next right now is years which properties were built and numbers of properties. So we're going to actually display that. How can we do this? It's very simple and easy. So what we can do is just to make sure we go with a line chart this time around. Okay, we have a line chart right here. Beautiful, beautiful. But something is wrong. What are we going to have right here? Are we going to have go ahead and collapse this? Okay, we're going to have the total properties right inside it. Okay, it's just a measure. It's not going to make any sense. So it's just going to give you just a single dot that gives you the total properties we have, right? And what we can do right now is to bring a dimension right on it. And the dimension is going to be the date column, right? Or the column that actually tells about year it had been built in. So we're going to go say year built, not year renovated. So we just have to click on this, and this time around we're going to have it. And where it's going to actually have itself right in is here because it's a number and it's making some kind of measure as well. So let us drag it to this top level right here, and this is what we have. But we're going to have something better than this, right? So it is time for you to go ahead and actually start to format this right the way we really wanted it. The first thing I'm going to do is just going to click right here, and what I'm going to do quickly is for me to actually go ahead and take off this particular axis. I don't want that. Oh, yep. Sorry. Bring it back. Not that. I'm thinking about this one right here. If I go ahead and turn it off right now, I'm still going to have this one remaining. So I'm not going to have to do that. So turn it back on. So we have it right. So once we turn it back on, so we're going to have it, turn it back on. So, okay, we have it right now. So what we can do next is just for we to have it opened. And quickly, we just have to scroll all the way down and turn off this title first. So once we've turned off the title, that is beautiful. So the next thing we can do right now is just to go ahead and scroll back up. Turn it up, come right here, go down, and locate where we have the title right in, and turn off the title. So after we have turned off this title right now, we can now decide to go ahead and turn it off. Then that is where we have our work completed. So right now it's good without we having this. And we just want to click on this. And what we need to do right now is just to locate where we have the value right in. So here is the value. We want to make sure we bold the value. We have it on bold so that it can actually display very, very well and all of that. So now take it out. So once we are done with that, we want to go forward. Just scroll all the way down, and then here we have the line, and this is when we decide what line do we really want for it and all of that. So we have to customize the kind of line we want. So I'm going to go with this, and I want to go with dash, something like this with the company, go with something dash and all that. So I have this closed. So once we are done with that, we have a lot to do to get this customized. Okay, now go to visual, and we can now go ahead and close this. Okay, close this and scroll all the way down. So once we scroll down, we can see this particular line right here. So click on the line, and we have to turn off this, turn on this. Gonna go right. So we go for the color. So we need to choose what color we want to have for it, so we can decide to customize it. Pick any color we think is gonna be cool for us, wherever, and all of that. So we choose this color, and we're gonna go with this, and I want to have it closed. I have this particular round for it, so if you want to change this, you can actually go ahead and play around with this, and you see how it's gonna look like on your work and all of that. So go ahead and do that and all of that. So we don't want to use any of this for now, so we can go ahead and close this. So the next thing I want to have right now is this particular markers. So I'm going to click on these markers. I'm going to have my marker right here. So have it open, then actually change the color of the marker to what it is that you want. I want to use this particular color to give a mark on it. So I love this. So now it is time to do the final touch, and we're going to have something very beautiful. So we turn off the title. So we don't want that. So let us click back on visual. So once we click on visual right now, what we can do is just to go to line. So scroll all the way down a little bit. And what we can do, we can see this particular line right here. So click on line and scroll a little bit down. You can see where we have step writing. So make sure you have it open. So once you have it open, scroll all the way down. And what you can see is step. So go ahead and click on that step and make it on. And this is what you do. You're gonna have this right. So this is what you need. So we have this, and this is what we have right now and all that. So we can decide to change the color of this and make sure we play around with that and all of that. The next thing we're gonna do right now is just to make sure we go to general, and from general we want to turn off the background, and we have something as this. So now we want to know how many years had this particular company coming this for real estate and all of that. What can we do is just to do some kind of distant count on this and all of that. So we just have to make sure we close every single thing right here and have the measure up and down. So we just have to go ahead and have the measure open, and now we need to insert a new measure. So we need to actually use a particular measure we've never used before, which is the distant count, to count the column where we have the year the property had been built right in. So we just want to say, so we want to use the distant count. So the distant count function here to count the year built. So you can see the year the property was built in. So those are the years. This is the column that contained all the years of the properties. So it's going to give us a distant count, and it should give us like 2 years ago that the company started building properties in various cities in the United States, getting to real estate management or whatever. So now once we have just gotten this done, so what can we do? We just have to bring that right in. So we need some kind of, we need to be creative about this. You understand? So how do we just, you might be good at all these functions, but how do you convey this message? Like tell the story is the key, all of that. So we can actually go ahead and select this. So to select this, and we're gonna have the year right in. So if you look for the year and you can't find it, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to go ahead and go search it. So you can use the search right here to search for year. So property year right here. So now we get it. So we can have it. So we can't really have it. We want to have this moved F. So now we can go ahead and put that right in here. So it keeps us into the other properties. So if we actually click on this particular one here, we're going to filter down to how many years of data we have right in that particular aspect. And all that. So right now it's not responding to filter because we have 22 years of data right on all those filters we actually clicking on all of that. So right now it's not filtered. So now when we now put in our main filter, it's going to work. Now you can see we have 21 years of 22 years of data for 1.5 floors and all of that. So now beautiful. So this is what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, right now we need to insert another page right here. So I'm going to insert a new page, and quickly we just have to bring in our, is it background? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we just have to go ahead and image aspect, and actually the next one I'm going to bring up right now is this particular one right here. It's not showing up, so we have to make sure we put it on 0%, and that is all we need to do. So right now we have to go on the locations, and we're going to be using maps of property locations. We need to use map to get it done, and which means you have to actually have an internet connection. So you need data to do this. If you don't have internet connection, it's not going to work. So what you can do right now is just to search a map. We're going to set a map right here. So we just have to make sure we fit in the map in this particular place here. So I'm going to fit in the map right here. I'm going to fit in my map. Something like this would be cool. So now we need to get the column. So the column for location is actually this one right here. I'm going to drag it. So because I have internet connection quickly, I'm going to have it right for that minute. I'm going to close this, and I want to see the total properties we have on this. I'm going to go right and go for the total properties. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to the wrong direction. So property location, go to the location aspect here, and there we go. Boom, we have it. So now it is time for we to format to a chart, to some kind of correlate with what we have, our colors and all of that. So we are almost there though. So go ahead and click on this, and what we can do right now is for we to actually go, let me just make sure I move it down to this particular aspect for now. So when we're done, we take it back. So go to this particular part right here and actually make sure you turn off this. We don't want to see that. So once we have that turned off, we want to go to effect, and I'm going to turn off the background as well. So we don't want any background for it, and that is cool, right? So go right here, and what we can do is the bubbles. Under the bubbles, you might want to include the bubbles. I can actually go ahead and increase it by 33. I have very huge bubbles, right? And what if I want to change the bubbles color? So you can come right here and change the bubbles color to match our dashboard. I want to change it to this particular kind of color and have it right. So I'm going to close the bubbles and all of that. So we just want to go for the category. We want to actually have the category on. So we have the category on, turn it on, and actually go right to the background for the category. I'm going to turn the background off, and then now I want to make sure I give the category a particular color that actually pop out. Something like this will give me something I really want, but not too cool. So we want to go for something darker. So now I have it. So I can go ahead and actually make it some kind of italic to make sure it stands out from the rest and all that. So now you can see we can read through what we have right here. Now, before we even place our filter, our cursor to actually hover over and filter through what it is that we have right here, you must have seen what it is, right? That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So now can you see this? I just want to show you the basic aspect of it, so I think everyone can do this. Okay. Okay, right here, right now, what we can do is just for we to click on this particular map setting, because we want to change the map color or background, I don't know. Just click right here, and I want to use this particular dark one right here. Let's see it changed. Wow, we have something like this. Awesome, right? If you don't want to use that and you're kind of not too cool with it, so just click on this particular one right here. It's going to give you something different. You think this is going to be cool, right? So now what we had previously is not showing up. So you want to go back and go to bubbles and actually go right to this little font. Okay, like come right here. We have it. So we just want to go right and pick this. And now we have something like this. So we don't want to make it too bright, so we go along with this setting code is right now. So we can actually decide to bring this up down to where it belongs. So take it up back here, take it up back here, and now let it sit right here. That is what it is. So right now we have it. So the next thing I'm going to do right now, I want to see some kind of flexibility to zoom in and zoom out from the map. So what can we do and how can we go ahead and do that? Let us go to map settings and we go right. So from map setting, what you can do, go to control, and from control you can see the particular zoom button right here. You just have to turn it on. So once you have it turned down, you can see we can zoom closely to see, where we have our properties and which other states are very close to where we have our properties writing. And you can actually move around with the map and all of that. That is really cool. All of that, so you can actually take it to be some kind of a default. And here we go, we take it back. Okay, right now we have some tables right here. We just have to create these tables that shows more information about what it is that we're doing and tell more story about this, right? Okay, the table we want to have right here right now is going to display the property location across states and the conditions of the properties we have in those various states and all that. So quickly, I just want to insert this particular table right here, and we want to bring the table we have inserted right here and make sure it sits right here. Okay. So make it sit right here and all that. Just have to expand it out and all that. So once we are done with this, what we need to do right now is we just have to pull in our gold properties. We want to bring in our very good properties. These very good properties. So we have where we have back condition of the properties right in. As you can see, it's not making any sense because we just have measures, so we need to have some dimensions right in, right? And we just want to pull in the locations right. So we have the locations right here, and quickly we just have to go onto the formatting, and it's very simple and easy. Now we go to the value, just want to crank it up a little bit. So we have the value being cranked up, and we just have to make sure we're doing it a little bit. So now we go to the top level and go to the header, and we want to make the header bold. We're going to bold the header and crank up the header. So we're going to make the header being kind of very huge right in it. And that is beautiful. So once we have the header like this, so what we can do, we want to change the header. We're going to go ahead and go with the header. We're going to change the background of the header to something like, okay, let us go ahead and use this particular dark color. And we want to change the color for this. Change this, and let's see if it makes any sense, right? I think we cover it, right? That is about that. So we can actually go ahead and cut the value a little bit. So don't worry, we're going to swap things around and all that. So let's just go to this particular, data aspect right here. And we want to put location, we want to pull it up. So we have it rightly the way it should be right now. And this is what it is that we need to do. So for the total, we want to take a total out because we don't need to show total again. So we don't need to show total. So we're going to come right here and just click on that and turn it off. And here we go. So we need to turn the total off to make sure our work stand out and all that. So that is beautiful. That is very beautiful. So now you can see what we've done and how beautiful it is, right? And go to effects right here and turn off the background as well. And we don't want to have any background right in it and all that. So it's something pretty basic that you can do on your own, but I just want to show you straight up in case you get up some more for that. I'm not really familiar with Power BI, so we are coming into Power BI for the first time, so we need to get a very good, introduction of Power BI and have something very good. So if you're taking anything advanced, so we need to do it better. Properties here. So we can go ahead and change this to something that is going to be some kind of bold, like here we go, something like this. So we can actually increase this to what is going to show up very much. So we just want something like this, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. So we just have to make sure we go this way. And I want to have this right at the top level right here, at the top hand corner right here. And once we have it, let it be this way. Okay, that is for cancel. And this one's going to bring it up for us, so I'm going to cancel it out for us. So now we have border around it. So we want to go ahead and pick up the border, go straight up, and here's the border, turn up the border right here, and that is beautiful. So once we've done that, what is next for we to do is for we to actually click out, and there we go. So bring the filter right on. Now we just selected a filter, and I want to bring the filter right here. What filter do we want to have right then is we want to have filter for locations. So I'm going to bring in my location right here. And here are the locations we have right here. I'm going to actually have to make sure I have my locations right here and all this. I'm not going to do much of the formatting, so you can do the formatting yourself. I just want to bring them right here and show you how to hide them and revert them back again when you need to and all of that. So the next thing I'm going to do again is to bring more filters right inside it. I'm going to bring the filter down to the particular aspect as well. So we just have to go and actually open it up. So like this. And now we just want to go to the fact table. I want to scroll all the way down. So the year built is what I want to bring right here. And we just don't want to have it this way. Split up a little bit. And now we just have to come right here. And I want to have it on a drop down. So now it's on a drop down. You can actually go ahead and make it like this. Now we'll copy this, and Ctrl V will help us to paste it down right here. So copy and paste. So once we copy and paste, we just bring this one down. Now quickly, we just want to go ahead and say the year renovated is what we're going to bring up right in the particular aspect right now. So we have it right here, right. So what we can do next right now is just for we see how we can actually bring this on and hide it again. So what we can do right now is just to make sure we click on this and have this click done. Okay, before we do that, let us click on those ones. First, the inner part of it, so click on it, and have this click done, and this is what click done as well. So once we've done that, what we can do right now, we want to have this grouped. Beautiful, right? We just want to have it grouped. So make sure you right click on it, and once you've done that, you can see we can now group it. And that had been grouped for us. We just grouped it. Now that we've grouped it, it's not working. If we click on it, it's not going to work. So what can we do next to make it some kind of very simple and easy for me to navigate through? Go ahead and insert a new blank body. So which we've just inserted. So bring it all the way down right here. So make sure it covers this little icon we have right here right now. So it's going to look like it is the icon that is doing the work. So nobody will notice, oh, we have something hidden right here. So once we've done that, go to style, and from style, we want to scroll all the way down and take off the border. So take off the border from here. That is beautiful. So taking off the border. So once the border is been away, that is cool. So we have it just like this. It is time for us to do the magic, right? So we have two different buttons. One button right here, and we have that button right here. Can we see that now? We can highlight. So now, once we've done this, the next thing we're going to do right now is to start to do the main thing that actually brought us right here. Okay, right now we just have to come to the top level right here, and you see view, click on view, and you can go right to this particular aspect. You see bookmark, and you see selection pen, right? So we put them on. This is what we have. So we need them both to be active. And now here is one button, right? Here is another one. It's a group, right? So it goes hidden. And once it got hidden, we want to turn it back on. How do we do that? It's very simple and easy. So let's see how we can do it. Okay, you have to pay very good attention right now for me to do this. And let us be on the same page. So now you want to actually hide it. So once you actually click on hide right now, everything will go hidden, right? Nothing is changing. So go ahead and actually bookmark it. So and actually name this one hide. It's like hide. So once you actually name it hide, so make sure you have it clicked on. And once you have it clicked on, we just have to go ahead and come right here and deselect this. uncheck it and uncheck current page, and you're gonna have to uncheck all visual, and we're gonna go ahead and update it. So we just want to click on update, and I know. So we have it. So the next thing again is for we to come back right here and turn it on again. So once we have it turned on, actually click on it, you have it turned on. So click and have the bookmark inserted, and just type this to be show. That is cool. We have it show. And what we can do quickly is just for we to actually do the same thing, follow the same process. We select this, mark it, and come right here and uncheck that, and all visuals, uncheck it, and quickly we just have to go and click on updates, and that is all. Okay, guess what's gonna happen? If I click on this right now, it's gonna go ahead. If I come back right here, it's gonna actually show me that. That is beautiful. So it is time for we to get more interested, right? So we can actually go ahead and actually select this. So I'm gonna have them hidden. So now if I double click on this one, what's gonna happen? So it's gonna give me action. I'm gonna turn it on. So once I have it turned on, I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna go to action. So I wanna say now we're gonna go to bookmark. Not navigation this time around, so bookmark. And what do we want to bookmark? We just have to make sure we specify that. That is all we need to do. So come right here. When I go ahead and actually make sure it's on hidden, once we press that button, it's gonna go hidden. That is cool. That is cool. So the next one is gonna be this one right here. Remember we have on that button, a blank button right here that has no color. So you can't really see it. It looks like it's this little icon that we have right here that's doing the job, but I know what it is. Okay, turn this on as well. And once you have that turned on, come right here and go for bookmark. Not read through, neither if it's going to be paid navigation. So come right here and go say show. So we are done with that. I can actually go ahead and actually make sure I have this hidden. Or still can go and say I have it hidden. Okay, I should go to test it out and see what it is that we've done. Oh guys, are we cool to go? I'm scared. I want to see if it's working, but I'm a lot scared, right? So hold my control and click on this. It goes hidden. Boom, it's working right for me. Okay, it's working right for us, not for me, because I know you're going to try it out. So now come right here and hold your control key and actually click on this, and boom, you're going to have it back to the top, right? That is beautiful. So what are we supposed to do next? So we have to publish this to our Power BI service, right? And see how we can actually go ahead and interact with that right on Power BI service. So let's try to do that. It's very simple. Go to home. So click on your home and click on publish button right here. That is all we need to do. So we have not saved this work, so we need to go ahead and save it. So it says, do you want to save your changes? I'm going to say yes. And let us give it a while because I'm already logged in as Ismail Amomin. So it's going to actually take me to my Power BI service, right? And we're going to have this right there. And it could be shared. You can actually share the organization, share wherever, and do a lot of things. So I'm going to put it on the workspace right here. Okay, just give it a little while and you're going to have it right there. So it's going in. Oh, I think we have success, right? So now we have it right in Power BI service. So I'm going to say, got it. So now quickly, we just want to go to Power BI service and see how we can actually go ahead and do that. Before we can do anything, we just want to go to what? Go to my workspace, right? Oh, sorry, it takes a bit. So go to workspace and just give it a while. All right. Remember we have it named YouTube, right? So we just have to scroll. Do we have it right here right now? So I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna have it closed, and here we go. We have YouTube class right here. So if I go ahead and actually click on it right now, it's gonna take me up right here. You can see YouTube class, and you see the date and all of that. That is exactly what it is. So let's see what we have right here. Boom, this is what it is. So because we didn't format this like the previous one, we have this. So right now I'm going to go and click on my control to have this, interact with. You can see it comes up, it goes and all that. I click on this one, it's going to bring me right here. I'm going to have to interact with this, and you can see my chart. every single thing is working well, all of that. Okay, now, if you have any queries, make sure you let me know down the comment section, because I'm ready to actually help you out with whatever you are finding difficult to have this created. So please go ahead and replicate this. That is exactly how you can learn. So when I see people do something very interesting, something I love about my career, I always go ahead and replicate it. So when I replicate it, it sends some senses to my brain, and I'll start thinking like the person, like that particular author. Every book you read, you start thinking like that author. Even if you cannot be 100% like him, at least you take a little, part of him and take it to be part of yours and all of that. So go ahead and reclaim this, and you're gonna be great, all of that. So guys, this is what it is. So now we've just done this, and this is very huge work we have done. I know for real that have taken a lot of your time, but that is notwithstanding, you have achieved something very huge in your life. So the real estate property management has been completed. So now I'm going to be seeing you in the next project we're going to be doing together. So I want to say thank you very much for watching. Stay blessed, stay out of trouble, and remain blessed, and always come down to this channel to check if we have new posts. So hit that little bell right there to have notification every single time I drop a new video, and actually share to your friends and family, and keep going.